Okay, so what's the fusion paradigm? Oh, I love talking about this. It's one of my favorite. So the fusion paradigm is about solving something the world is desperately missing right now, which is harmonization. So you're going to see, like, every time I talk about fusion, I talk about harmonization. It's the fusion. So I want you to take a minute and look around the world. Everywhere you look right now, there is polarization, also known as separation. Everything is a consistent tug of war and a fight between extremes. If you look at like masculine versus feminine, hustle versus flow, strategy versus intuition, right versus left, everything is a struggle and super polarized. So we've been conditioned in our society. I've studied a lot about societal conditioning and how we got to the place that we've gotten. I do a lot of work and study on high performance cultures and really building high performance teams. And here's what I know for sure. We have been conditioned to believe we have to pick a side, right? To live in one extreme or another, as if harmony is not even an option, as if you can't be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Like, we've become so black and white in our world that all the shades of gray are like, people are not even seeing them as an option. And why do they even have to be gray in the first place, right? What if they were shades of yellow or pink or blue? Like, there's all sorts of different things out there. Here's the truth, guys. That model is not sustainable. It's not sustainable. This kind of relentless back and forth is draining us, not only on an individual level, but collectively. Like, as a world, it's draining us. It is burning people out. It is stalling innovation, and it is creating deep, deep, deep misalignment in how we live, in how we lead, and how we work. So I feel like we are, if you look at the world, we are stuck in this like pendulum swing, right? It's constantly moving from one extreme to the other, and we are never finding an equilibrium. But here's the secret. Real progress, real innovation, real advancement only happens in a harmonized environment. Think of it like this. Like, if you're driving a car down the street, and how many wheels does a car have? 4, right? So what happens if I take off 2 of the wheels? Are we in harmony? No, we're not in harmony. Like, one side's going to be up, one side's going to be dragging, and you're going to have a real bumpy ride, right? Okay, well, great. Well, now what if we take off the other 2 wheels? Well, now you're doing the exact same shit on the other side of the car, right? It does not work. The way to get someplace fast is to achieve harmony, either by driving on 4 wheels or driving on 2 wheels, like a motorcycle, right? So the fusion paradigm offers a different way forward for entrepreneurs who simply don't fit in the old paradigm. And here is the greatest news of all. It's not about choosing sides. It's about integrating the best of both worlds so we can rise to our highest potential together. So masculine and feminine energies, for example, right? Both are essential in business. We need masculine energy. We need the boldness and the action and the strategy and the drive, right? Otherwise, we would never get anything done. But also, we need the creativity and the receptivity and the collaboration of the feminine. We need both in our organizations and, quite frankly, in our lives. And when you start to bring both of these energies together, we become harmonized and we create a level of balance that is able to create that momentum, right? Hustle and flow, another example. So when we're all in hustle, like, that hustle culture glorifies burnout, while flow can like leave us without direction and leave us ungrounded. Some of the dumbest shit I have ever heard in the world. Like, I heard this thing once and I just looked at the person and they said it so proud. They're like, I love being an entrepreneur. It's the only place where you work 80 hours a week so you don't work 40. I'm like, that is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, that is not something to brag about. Like, I also don't want to be bragging about having, whatever, 100 million airline miles. what that really tells me is like you're away from home a lot, right? Like, and if that works for you, great. That's awesome. That's not my version of success. My version of success looks very different than that. The fusion paradigm teaches us how to work with purpose and alignment so that we can achieve extraordinary results without sacrificing ourselves in the process. The same thing goes as an example for strategy and intuition. Strategy gives us the plan. It gives us the strategic efficiency to achieve results. It gives us that clarity of the way forward on paper. Intuition is the compass that points us towards those right decisions and also lets us know if we're off strategy. So together, they can help us navigate complexity and create meaningful impact. Like we can't always be all up in our heads or all in our feels. We need both in business. So whether it is politics or ideas or approaches, we have to move beyond right versus left. Progress is not about division. It's about understanding. It's about collaboration, and it's about bridging divides so that we can move forward together in collaboration. And don't even get me started there. Like competition, what a waste of energy, right? Why are we competing? If you actually look at it, there really is no competition. That's an ego construct. That's a box we were told to put in, right? Like we were put in the box of competition. We can all collaborate and move forward together. So at its core, the fusion paradigm is built on the principle of harmonization. It's about bringing together all parts of your life, your business, and your leadership so that they work seamlessly. And instead of grinding yourself into the ground, you operate in a state of strategic flow. And instead of chasing like these hustle and vanity metrics, you guys know the ones I'm talking about, right? Like whether it is the Ferrari so that you can say you have one, or the flying private because you can take fun pictures, or the being on the fake yacht you rented or whatever, or whether it's about like how many likes or follows you have on social media. None of that, you guys, it doesn't matter. Like none of that is real and it's not sustainable. You get to focus on building something deeply impactful and profitable. The heart of the fusion paradigm is purpose. So everything starts with clarity about why you're here in the first place. Literally, like, why did you come to Earth? For what purpose did you reincarnate on the planet? And it's about what lights you up. Like, what are the things that you love doing and that feel easy and effortless to you? And it's also about understanding how you're uniquely designed to create impact, because guess what? We are not all the same, and that's a good thing. That's why we need to collaborate, right? We are not all the same. Like imagine if you only did the things that you were really, really, really good at and loved and felt simple and effortless to you in your business. Well, some of you might say, well, yeah, who's going to run the business then? That's why you collaborate, right? So you get someone. If you're good at A, B, and C, you get someone that's good at X, Y, and Z, and you collaborate. And now you have harmonization. People just aren't looking at the other ways to build harmonization. There's a lot of things that people have been like, well, that's not the way we do it. Well, what if we could, right? We're not questioning enough. So one of the things I love about the fusion paradigm is it teaches you to leverage your genius zone. Traditional models force us to wear all the hats. But the fusion paradigm encourages you to focus on what you are naturally brilliant at, and you either delegate or partner or eliminate the rest. And my favorite thing is it's not a cookie cutter formula. It's strategically innovative. It allows you to design systems and strategies that are super unique to you. And when you're doing that, you're combining both efficiency and creativity, right? There's no one size fits all. No one's the same. So the fusion paradigm is built for both impact and profit. You don't have to choose between doing good and making money. In fact, I would actually argue for you that those are also polarizations, right? People are like, oh, like, forget being charitable. Like, I just want to make money. And then other people are like, oh, it's so terrible to make money. You just want to do good. Like, what if you could do both? What if it was good to make money? And the more money you made, the more good you could do. And what if by doing good, you made the money? Does that make sense? Like, we've been taught to think of things in a very specific way. And I'm here to tell you there's other ways. The fusion paradigm shows entrepreneurs how to scale sustainably while leaving a legacy that actually matters to them because it's based on their purpose in the world. I created it because I personally have lived through the consequences of a severely broken system. And I've personally seen so many entrepreneurs that have been crushed by outdated models that were not designed for us. I really believe that the old way of doing business wasn't just flawed, it's destructive. And I believe that for at least a certain segment of the population, quite frankly, a large portion of the population, the fusion paradigm is the solution. It's breaking those outdated rules and it's replacing them with principles that allow you to thrive, not just in business, but in life. So when we stop fighting between the extremes and we start harmonizing, that is when we are going to unlock our greatest potential. And that's what this is all about. It's not just a new way of doing business. It's a new way of leading and living and building a future for ourselves that actually works.